Hello coolers and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to the home of everything Barca, where we are going to be discussing on some interesting updates, starting with Lionel Messi, as Barca Vice President Eduard Romeo has recently claimed that Messi's potential return to Barca next summer would be very possible. Of course, he confirms that the club will be able to sign him next year. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then secondly, talking about Rafa Marquez, the current boss of the Barca Athletic team, who have recently opened up on his relationship with first team manager Xavi Hernandez by saying that we talk at least twice a week. So guys, before we get right into those stories in more detail, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Give the video a like and please watch it right up to the very end. Barca! Barca! Speaking in an interview with El Marti de Catalunya Radio, Barcelona's economic vice president Eduard Romeo has claimed that Lionel Messi's potential return next year would be feasible for the club as he would arrive on a free transfer. Messi's departure from Barcelona last summer came as a shock to everyone, but the club were not in a position to renew his contract due to the La Liga fair play rules. Eventually, he ended up signing for PSG on a 2-year contract. Messi, though, will be a free agent next year, and Barcelona are pushing to bring him back to the club, as President Joan Laporta and co. want the Argentine icon to add more chapters to his legacy at Spotify Camp Nou. 35-year-old Messi, for his part, is reportedly ready to leave PSG when his contract expires, and Eduard Romeo has now stated that the move to bring the former Barca captain back to the club would be viable as he would be a free agent. He said, "If he came back, it would be free. So it would be viable within my area, although I don't have it in the budget. He's an icon of the club. This will always be his home, but it will be a technical decision," Romeo said. The Barcelona economic vice president further added that the club do not anticipate any issues with regard to player registrations next year either, as he said, "Barca will have no problems next summer with the structure that we have set up." Romeo also admitted that while things have improved financially to an extent, there still remains a lot of work to be done to get Barcelona on a healthy state. He said, "We have saved Barca, but we still haven't resolved it. We don't have it healthy. It involves a lot of, austerity, a lot of rigor, and there is a lot of work to do," he said. Barcelona's bloated wage bill continues to be an issue for the club to tackle, and Romeo admitted that it is a difficult task, but they have done a good job so far to shave off nearly 150 million euros from the wage bill, while adding that more progress will be achieved. He said, "There have been a lot of movements in contracts and deferrals. In a couple of seasons, we will be in a reasonable salary." Great words there from Eduard Romeo, the economic vice president of Barcelona, of course, talking about Messi potential return, which have dominated headlines in Spain recently, which is so possible, to be honest. Messi still has a contract with PSG, which definitely ends at the end of the season. And there have been this question everybody is asking: will Messi renew his contract? Will Messi go to Barca? Will Messi go to the MLS? How does Messi's future right now look like for the next season? But transfer expert Fabrizio Romano have always reiterated that Messi wants to focus on his future only after the World Cup. Only after the World Cup. Right now, Messi is focused on the World Cup. With Argentina, we can see how Argentina are really preparing well, and you can't blame Messi for saying he does not want to focus on his future right now, because we can see that they are concentrating on the preparations for the World Cup, and I can see that they are doing well. One of the favorites for the World Cup. Honestly speaking, after Brazil, I see Argentina there, and there's every reason to be optimistic that Lionel Messi can take this team all through. But let's see how it goes. So talking about his future, Barcelona are so determined that he should come back to the club and complete his legacy, as Laporta says that his chapter is not over. Normally, the way Messi left, many of us as fans of Barca did not like it, because it was not the way we have to to depart our legend, the biggest player, the greatest player to ever play the game of football, the greatest player for Barca ever. I mean, that was not the way to get rid of him. But of course, Laporta tried to explain the situation. He had the control was not in his hands by the time, because La Liga was pressuring him to to release Messi, because maybe to free down the wage bill. Sorry, because that was the only way for Barca to survive. So even though Messi left with so much bitter taste, but Laporta wants him to come back to the club. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens at the end of the season. It's going to be interesting. So let's see how it's going to look like. But as a fan, I really wish Messi comes back, and I know most of you guys also wish Messi returns to the club next season. So Paris Saint-Germain for Japan, they know about this Barca interest again, and they are so determined themselves to renew Messi's contract at the Parc des Princes. So it's going to be interesting to see how what Messi decides after the World Cup. Then on to the next story of discussion. Barcelona handed over the reins of their reserve team to former defender Rafa Marquez earlier this summer after removing Sergi Barjuan from the managerial post. And things have started well for the former Mexican international, who according to Sport has made a big impression on the club administration early in his tenure. Marquez, who was part of a successful Barcelona side, along with current first-team manager Xavi, opened up on his equation with the 42-year-old club legend during a recent chat with Cadena SER. Rafa Marquez said, "I have a very good friendship with Xavi. We understand each other very well, and this is so to the benefit of the whole team, the players. We talk at least twice a week. In terms of ideas and concepts, what we do is the same," the Barca Athletic manager said. Marquez recently handed Pablo Torre his debut for Barca Athletic in the win over Murcia over the weekend. The 19-year-old has been in the first team dynamic so far this term, but has not played much under Xavi and had been reluctant to turn up for the reserves. But it changed this past Saturday, although Marquez insisted that Torre will continue to remain in the first team picture, and any decision over his involvement would be taken by the senior team management. He said, "Pablo Torre is in the first team dynamics and the decisions are made there. I don't count on him much. From the beginning, I haven't counted on him. With what we have, we are fine, and if he comes, it will be good for us," he said. Marquez also spoke about Spain national team manager and ex-Barca head coach Luis Enrique, stating that he can take La Roja to the finals of the World Cup after the team beat Portugal to qualify for the UEFA Nations League semi-finals. He said, it's his character, his way of being. He's a great person. Spain continues to be a strong team with young people and can reach the World Cup final," Marquez said. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.